welcome back to Talk Durham. I'm your host, Sam Rankin. We're talking about eco-businesses and some of the businesses that are environmentally friendly and run right out of Durham region. Joining us for this segment, we have Shawn Williamson. He is the principal for Durham Sustainability, and Nigel Foy, who is a FrogBox Durham franchise owner. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So maybe to start off with, are there a lot of eco-friendly businesses that are run here in Durham region?
Yes, actually there are, and perhaps there's a lot of businesses that don't necessarily consider themselves that, but they've been doing, environmentally friendly and sustainable business. Probably the most noteworthy is just our agricultural industry that's been, was the beginning of Durham region, continues to be the heart and soul, and a lot of those businesses are increasingly becoming aware and doing more to be more sustainable in their farming efforts. But as well, even in the industrial Southland, let's call it, there's a lot of other businesses that are eco-business. Ourselves, DSA, we sponsor a program called EcoBusiness. We've got 133 members in Durham and elsewhere of different businesses that are all trying to improve upon their sustainability and just become greener businesses.
And one such business is FrogBox.
That's us, yeah.
So what is FrogBox? What it's all about?
FrogBox, it's the convenient, affordable, eco-friendly alternative to cardboard moving boxes. Basically, our mission is to reduce the stress of moving on our customers and also the planet. And we do that by renting cardboard boxes.
So I guess, but are they cardboard boxes?
Sorry, renting plastic boxes.
Okay.
They're reusable. The average cardboard box gets used 2 times before it's recycled. And of course, recycling cardboard takes a lot of water and a lot of energy. Our plastic boxes can be used up to 400 times.
So, I'm going to ask our camera folks to do some fancy footwork here, because I'd love to show them what you do. Would you mind maybe grabbing one of your frog boxes for us and throwing them up here and giving us a look?
This is a frog box. They're obviously reusable. They're stackable. The contents can be put inside, and you can stack one.
And it's quite a good size here.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're great for moving because they're all the same size. The movers love them because when they're putting them in the truck, they don't have to. It's not like a Tetris puzzle where they have to put them together in a certain way. They're strong. They're sturdy. Water resistant. And if you have something that you want to transport that you're a little sensitive about, they have attachments here where you can seal them.
Oh, great.
So if you're using a moving company and you don't want anybody going through your stuff, you can seal them. And that's the FrogBox.
Wonderful. And yeah, maybe we'll put that down too so we can see everybody just fine. Thank you for showing us those. You mentioned, there's got to be so much waste, and it's not really an area where we would think about, because I know every time I've moved, maybe I've gone to the grocery store, gone to the liquor store, and I've grabbed boxes from them, so I think, oh, I'm recycling.
Well, that's a great thing too. The whole idea behind the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle. Recycle is a third option that we, it's a great option, but it's not the best option. So that's why we promote the reduce and the reuse part. But if somebody's going to go to a grocery store and reuse a box, that's great too.
Excellent. Well, and like you said, convenience is always key in these things. How many FrogBox outlets are there? Is it Ontario-wide?
No, actually, it's countrywide. It started in 2008 in Vancouver. They expanded to Seattle in 2009, came to Toronto in 2010. And they were on the Dragon's Den, actually, in January of this year. And as a result of their exposure on Dragon's Den, there's now another 13 locations Canada-wide, from Halifax, Ottawa, London, Kitchener, all the major cities in the prairies, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Regina. They're all coming on.
Shawn, when you hear from people who are I'm not sure how much interaction you have with customers, but what is it about eco-friendly businesses that people are drawn to?
Well, a lot of different things, and I guess it really gets down to the fundamentals. First day of business school, they're going to teach you is really profit is, revenue subtract costs. So if you can find something in your business that both increases your revenue and decreases your costs, you're going to grow your profit. And if you're a more profitable business, you're going to be around longer. So when we say sustainable, it's not only sustainable on the economic side, it's also sustainable on the environmental side and just the length of your business. So, a lot of people say, oh, I can't afford to go green. Well, while it sounds trite, really you can't afford not to go green. So you've got a gentleman like what we have here with FrogBox, not only have they got a great business, they're employing people here locally on a great idea. So, I doubt that the cardboard manufacturers are going to go out of business anytime soon. They still have a good job. But right now, you talked about convenience, and we used the term earlier about inconvenience of going green. Well, in fact, this is an easier way. It's inconvenient to go to the liquor store to get a cardboard box, and then it's inconvenient when the bottom comes out of that cardboard box. It's much more convenient to probably call probably an 800 number, I'm guessing.
FrogBox.
Oh, we're a good team here. And do that, and then have a service that's a lot more convenient, and it's better for the environment.
You mentioned you've got 130 some green businesses.
We've got 133 businesses across Durham, such ones as obviously as FrogBox, Swish, and Whitby. We've got Winmar, Durham. I had a list here. I want to make sure I get them in. Grandin Toy, Environmental Factor, which is an important company. They're a real leader in landscaping maintenance, which was important this time of year, and also Indico Manufacturing, just to name a few. And the numbers continue to grow. We actually have companies from outside, from Western Canada, I think a few from overseas as well.
Now, obviously, you would do your homework into these businesses, but one thing we're hearing about, and it was even mentioned earlier on the show, is something, I guess, called greenwashing.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain to us what greenwashing is?
Well, greenwashing is basically when you have a company that they're trying to promote themselves as green, maybe because they have a green logo or a little leaf on their logo or something like that, but they're not. You get deep into the product that they're selling, and it's not really that green.
So
there's a few cleaning products out there that promote themselves as green, but you look at the ingredients, and there's just as many harmful chemicals in those cleaning products as the ones that aren't branded as green.
And we've talked so much about how easy or difficult it is to go green. Just how much homework do you need to do before you know whether a product you're interested in or a service you're interested in is in reality green?
The one good thing that we have out there nowadays is the internet, and it's a great resource. Now, I'll admit there's a lot of BS out there, not 100% the truth, but you can go online, and again, at the end of the day, it's not so much important that it be an absolute truth. Is it right or is it wrong? But what's important to you? I use an example. Just recently I saw a bottled water, and I won't name the company, but on the side it said, this container is now made with 30% plant resins or something
or whatever,
like that, which is great, in that scheme to say, okay, you're losing less virgin oil to make that bottled water. But at the end of the day, you're still making bottled water. And people don't realize how much water is actually required to make a bottle to hold the water. And that the fact that on average, the cost of a bottle of water is 10,000 times higher than the cost of the tap water that typically filled it. So, it just really doesn't make sense. So that's an example of greenwashing. In the grand scheme of things, hey, keep going at it. Let's see if we can get those bottles made out of something. But really, looking further down the road, let's get rid of those damn bottles. You really don't need to have bottled water. Go buy yourself a stainless steel container and fill it up at your tap. It's a much more cost-effective, and that gets back to the sustainable, more profitable business model. Think of your own life as a business model. Drinking from bottled water all your life, it's just going to suck the money out of your wallet. Grab one stainless steel thing and you're going to really see the profits adding up quite quickly.
Yeah, I love that commercial for the water filter company where they have
bottles of water
thousands
filling the
and
house,
thousands of bottles of water in one little filter.
Yeah.
So, Nigel, I guess going into the business, was sustainability and green thinking, was that always something that you were passionate about?
Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for sustainability. I mean, even before I got involved with FrogBox, I drive a diesel vehicle because it's fuel efficient. When I can, I fill it with biodiesel because it's a renewable resource. I set my programmable thermostat. I make sure all the lights are out. Even at my previous job, I was always the last one out of the building. I was always turning off lights and making sure the air conditioning was off. And, it's just part of the way that I've been brought up. And and the way I live my life.
And easy things to do from
Yeah,
the
exactly.
sounds of it.
It's so simple.
So Nigel has gone and joined EcoBusiness with DSA. How does somebody who has a great eco-business idea, is running an environmentally friendly business, go about getting involved?
Well, I guess the first thing to note is that there is no cost for joining. It's really open to anybody, so even if it's you're running a business that's just at the beginning of the journey to sustainability, or somebody who's well along, whether you're a very small business or a large business, we kind of have businesses that fit into all of those categories. So certainly they can get in touch with Durham Sustainability. Just go Google Durham Sustainability or go to our website, sustain-ability.ca. There's information there. We'll get you all the forms. We'll get in touch with you and answer any questions that you might have. We have a number of events regularly that you could come to, so even if you're not so sure that you want to join, hey, come to one of our events, check us out. We'll hook you up with other people that you can talk to. The only thing you have to lose is just, a lot of money that you might be wasting right now because you just don't know a lot about the stuff. And there's a lot of different programs out there, incentives to go green. We don't necessarily direct those programs, but we can point you in the right direction. So if somebody's just interested in a lighting audit or something like that, rather than reinventing the wheel themselves, we'll say, we have a business who did that. Why don't we talk to them and learn from them, learn from their mistakes, and also have them sell you on the concept.
And Nigel, EcoBusiness, these things that have been mentioned, did it do any of those things for you?
I'm a brand new company here in Durham. I've only been up and running now for 3 weeks. But one of the first things I did when I got the franchise was to contact EcoBusiness and get involved with Durham Sustainability. And I'm very passionate about environmental concerns, and I'm proud to be a member of EcoBusiness.
So if somebody's planning a big move, how would they get a hold of you?
1-877-FrogBox or frogbox.com.
And it doesn't need to be a big move necessarily.
No.
I guess small moves too.
Small moves too, yeah.
And again, where can we find out more about EcoBusiness?
You can go to the Durham Sustainability website, www.sustain-ability.ca, or give us a call, send us an email. All the information that you need is there. There's a link to the EcoBusiness website, which has a lot of different stories, a whole bunch of resources and everything like that. Everything you need is online.
Excellent. Well, we've talked a little bit about cars, we've talked a little bit about business, and we're going to talk a little bit more next about what's going on in northern Durham and how they're going green there. That's coming up next on Talk Durham.